So Sentinel and G2 were going head on this beautiful map split, and we are gonna analyze each team decision making and generally how they move and react on the field. So to start off, both teams played Omen and Breach together on B side. Meanwhile, Viper was playing mid after throwing this important wall for Yoru. Enemy Viper played on the back and Yoru and Tejo were waiting for an early lurk mid.
Continuously playing that Tejo. And as we get into our first round, it's just going to be a spread out on the map for G2. And Sentinels, it's kind of heavy stacking towards B to start.
Omen throws a fake smoke on B and rotates with Breach towards mid, and then he also smokes mid mail so they can all advance towards vent.
Interesting to see there, back to this Zelsis alone in mid. We heard Kaplan talking about how that was sometimes an avenue teams would take to beat mid and take the map away. So they started giving him help from John Cutie and others from a distance. Here they go back to it, and it seems like G2 will take that mid.
And so here G2 has an easy 5v2 against Yoru and Tejo, but because of that brilliant Viper wall, Yoru was able to catch G2 by surprise.
Ever so quiet, could be the one to start the round, and he does pop off with 2 fast ghost shots. Now they're trying to sort out where the rest of the members of G2 could be. They've
planted.
Oh, Zelsis. Oh, he gets him. Util out. The timing is there. Narrate through the paranoia. Gets the right click that counts. And now it's up to Trent. The post plant, the reason they have the Tejo.
Now trying to go onto this tap. Trent trying to move forward. Bang onto that tap. The swing for the first tap. And now the sling. He's sticking it out so far into the spike and gets the full diffuse.
That was interesting. Omen actually holded the defuse even though he had a lot of time to spare. After Sentinel destroyed G2 3 times in a row, they decided to spread out in the start to confuse Sentinel. They faked mid by smoking and throwing the Tejo's guided salvo, and then they fully rotated to A, but here Sentinel gets a little too confident and pushes too much, and so they get punished.
Towards middle here for G2, everybody's grouping up once again, just to power drive towards this A site. But Sentinels, they're ready for it. They got 3 players out here.
So close. This is going to be tough. I don't know if they can both get out of this. No, they cannot. G2 pressing in so fast, and it was Sentinels in just that awkward window in timing. It's like G2 is going to be trying to do this the entire time. They play a little bit slower. They find where they can get through the armor of their opponent, and then it just looks so easy once they get the spike down.
Still good util for Sentinels, though, to move back into the site. Bulldogs being picked up. They have salvos and paranoia to start flooding towards the elbow.
Now, because Viper eliminated Omen and Sentinel was scared of retaking a full G2 squad, and so Sentinel's best option was to just save.
Sees 2 on the other side. Jonah will take that, and you can Jogamo just vibing there. Cat jamming on the screen.
In this round, G2 is playing more spread out to confuse Sentinel once again.
And G2 are once again going to play all around the map, making sure the extremities actually don't have too much vision on them.
Now G2 is trying to push B, but they think they will fail, and so Tejo stays mid for any quick rotations.
Strong ults. This is why here Zelsis and Narrate also playing at different extremities. This could be a late pit to pivot players towards the middle. And then it's on to the flood here from Rolling Thunder. That could be a game plan. But now that you've already used a drone at the very beginning for Sentinels, they're not able to get too much information in the very beginning. So they have to be a little bit more reactive to G2.
Seem oddly spread out here. Unless we're going to get some activation out of Leaf, some noise.
But since Sentinel has 2 players on B, they decided to let them take side so they can retake once their team fully rotates. But
in about 20 seconds here, what will they have to go for? They pressure cook the clock down to 30 now, and Jonah's going to get that plant in sight and feeling good about it here.
Oh no! The salvos drop Zelsis, and that's the pit down. The idea was him to just stay alive so the rest could rotate over and use the Rolling Thunder, but now
they're just ready. They're already reading this play. They saw it before Sentinels even wanted to do it, and Zekin got shot in the face through the wall there before going down. So he's limping around for the rest of the round here.
And with 2 players alive, Sentinel decides to save once again.
Unluckiness there out for Zelsis, but towards the end, what happened for G2 in the pulse line was beautiful. Always leveraging Jonah P to able to assist Jongimo to get openings. Beautiful fault line towards the back. That doesn't allow here Sentinels to really capitalize on using that Rolling Thunder for the retake. because that pit that was laid down by Zelsis was so nice. You saw that it covered really all of the map.
Yeah.
Outside of the salvos potentially to play the post plant for G2, there's not too much that G2 has to play within the pit.
Jeez. It just goes to show Trent is thinking so well with where to use these salvos, what the displacement.
Now the score is 4-7 for G2 and Sentinel gotta step up their game, and so Omen and Bridge straight out pushed forwards towards A lobby, not expecting a full team there, but they get a decent trade, here putting G2 a player behind, but G2 still pushes forwards towards A side.
The speed on A again! Sentinels forego attacking this for a few rounds and then try to deliver the punch once again here, up a member after the fight.
But under Paul, Sentinels doesn't seem to have had the best conversions and man advantages.
Breach spots them and flashes them right away.
Spotted by Narrate.
Smart play by Narrate, beautiful flash, beautiful teamwork. Bit of an extended high-low there, but they do lose each other.
Tejo plans the spike and stays on site. Meanwhile, Viper tries to catch them off guard on ramps, but brutally fails, leaving G2 on a 2v1.
John Cutie towards the screen, so they isolated one. Zelsis still has a window to surprise one, and now they just got both spotted.
Player standing.
Up to Trent. Zelsis, we talked about winning so many clutches previously before. Can Trent, however, have the firepower for two of these members? Oh my god! The Red Bull clutch from Trent!
You didn't have util to work with and just waited to see where the footsteps were going to be. And that's a collat.
Oh, it's a what? A boop. You see that through shot too?
In this round, Sentinel are now attacking and they decide to go full on B side. Yoru goes with his ult to get info for his team, and so Sentinel takes side easily.
You just let them run into you and get these picks, and Zekin thankfully with that last kill, and the clutch is able to get some information for Sentinels to activate towards this A site behind a Dimensional Drift.
I'm back.
He's in the site. Zekin is definitely spicing up things on the map right now, but G2 has kept him at bay from what his performance was yesterday. That's for sure. Let's see if they can get themselves back into the action here. A really nice site take towards A. Sentinels kind of has to stop giving G2 that respect.
But they make a horrific mistake by not holding the side. Instead, they go back on A main, even though Viper has this insane wall splitting A main with A side. And so G2 pushes Tejo, which is alone on site, and they secure the round, even though they are one player behind.
All missiles away.
Into sight. Tempered engage for now as G2 drops in for a moment. There's so much util to be fighting in the orb. The fight in the smoke, or rather the wall, as Leaf and Valen are just taking down the members trying to enter into the site. Bottlenecked as they try to get through here.
No time.
And there it is. Jogamo grabs one. Leaf's already on the defuse, and that's going to be round 11 for G2. Just popped out in the site. That kind of teamwork is insane, and the reason we see G2 with so much consistency behind their plays. Stinger by for what could be the final round here as Sentinels try to keep themselves alive.
Now this could be the round Sentinel lose, and Yoru, for some reason, just rushed mid, knowing there could be someone with the judge.
He sprints up mid.
And that's what makes it annoying, trying to play a judge inside male.
Sentinel actually controls B side, but
they're fighting with Stingers long range.
Bang playing a bit of a game, but knows it's death at the top of that rope as he bounces back into sight. 5v3, or if you're looking from Sen, the 3v5.
they know they will lose because of the 3v5 they will now have to defend.
As they can create their own angles that they want to be looking at when they re-enter the site. Just waiting on the go button here. You can see Valen discussing what the next moves are. They're very happy to see those Tejo salvos. I think that's going to pretty much activate what they want to do here. Just a 1-2. Where's the third? The punch comes across, but it's not going to be enough just yet. Trent gets another salvo kill here on Split as they end it out.
And so G2 wins the game on a score of 13-5, dominating Sentinels.
Pretty much all throughout, and it's going to be a tough series.
Thanks for watching, subscribe if you want me to analyze more VCT matches.
G2 for sure.